The Pittsburgh Steelers make it clear on what positions they're targeting in this year's 2023 NFL Draft. So, with the NFL Draft being less than a week away and all these NFL Draft prospects being finished with all their meetings and visits to certain teams and the Steelers, this video is kind of a recap, just in case you haven't been following along with all the pre-draft stuff from the Steelers. So, looking at previous years, usually GM Kevin Colbert and head coach Mike Tomlin had to be present for our first round picks pro day, meaning if they didn't visit one of the schools, you kind of rule them out for a first round pick. Yes, our positional coaches like offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, wide receivers coach, they have more of a say in the later rounds, like the second round and beyond, but usually our first round pick is based off Art Rooney, our GM, and Mike Tomlin. So, with that being said, let's take a look at all the schools Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan visited this year at our pro day trips. They visited 7 total: Clemson, Georgia, Michigan, Iowa, Iowa State, Ohio State, and Alabama. So, if history repeats himself, our first round pick will probably be from one of those schools. So, you never know though. So, let's just take a look in total of everything the Steelers visited this offseason. Obviously, there's the combine, and the combine happened before those pro day visits, meaning the combine is a time where more bigger name prospects are all together working out and showing out in front of all 32 teams, meaning they're more in a place in the series visited with more big name prospects. For example, Jordan Addison, that was really the only time they visited with him, and Jackson Smith-Njigba, Jalen Hyatt, and Peter Schmowski. So, they visited with more big name prospects. But not just that, let's just take a look at the pro day visits. The formal visits where before the pro day or after the pro day, the Steelers had dinner with these guys. They met with more offensive line and defense line. When you take a look at it, that's basically the only positions they even met with in these pre-draft formal interviews. For example, they met with all the big name prospects at offensive tackle like Broderick Jones, Paris Johnson, Dalvin Jones, Antoine Harrison. These guys they all had dinner with. And if you're looking at the defensive line, they had dinner with all these big name prospects like Nolan Smith, Mazi Smith, Brian Brees. These guys are all they really had dinner with. The offense line and defense line. But the NFL allows 30 players for a pre-draft visit, meaning there's a limit of only 30 players you can invite into the facility to have interviews with. And when you look at who the Steelers invited in, they invited in 2 quarterbacks, but usually those are the later round quarterbacks. So they might take a look at later round quarterbacks because they still have a third quarterback need on the team. They brought in Clayton Tune and Jaron Hall as quarterbacks for later rounds. But looking at the other positions in total, they brought in wide receivers who would usually be picked around the 3rd round or projected to be 3rd round picks, like Cedric Tillman, Jalen Reed, Jonathan Mingo. But when looking at offensive line and defense line and cornerback, they brought in most of the big name prospects, meaning that those guys will most likely be our 1st round pick or our first 3 picks off the board. They brought in all the big names offensive tackle like Darnell Wright, Antoine Harrison, Dalvin Jones, and even offensive guards and centers who will be available like John Michael Schmitz. So they brought in a lot of defense line as well. Once again, they met with Brian Brees, Sky Ikai, and all these big name cornerbacks like Christian Gonzalez, Jordy Port Jr., Deontay Banks, Emmanuel Forbes, Julius Brents, Kelly Ringo. They're bringing in all these big name cornerbacks, offensive line, and defense line. So if I had to take a guess, all our 1st round picks and our 2nd round pick and 3rd round pick will probably be either offensive tackle, cornerback, defense line, one of those 3. And our wide receiver pick will probably be either 3rd round or 4th round, if I had to take a guess. Those make it clear on what positions the Steelers are targeting. So, this is all the recap of what the Steelers may be targeting in this year's draft. They really brought in no safeties. They brought in no tight ends. So you kind of rule those positions out. They brought in no running backs. So offense line, defense line, cornerback. Those are the positions the Steelers are targeting in this year's 2023 NFL draft. So with that being said, let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel about those positions being targets for the Steelers? Do you believe that the Steelers should target those positions, or do you believe that there's other positions out there that the Steelers need to fill in first? If so, let me know those positions down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel below as well if you like Steelers content, analysis, reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well, so you get notified whenever I post the next Steelers video. Click the bell down below, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace. So, before I finish this video, I'm covering all of free agency. I'm covering all the draft. Since the draft is less than a week away, all the first round picks, second round pick, third round pick, all the picks that we're going to be picking, I'm covering all. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.